Hello handheld gamers and welcome to another episode. In today's episode we're going to attempt to try a bit of GTA 5 on the Steam Deck. Now I've got a particular issue with Grand Theft Auto in that I have it on the Rockstar launcher. I got it free a couple of years ago. Now it works seamlessly on my Windows based One X player, but it doesn't really want to work properly on the Steam Deck. I can get the game running okay, but it's just not very reliable in its starting up. It also doesn't work from the sort of docked mode, it will only work from desktop mode, as I'll show you here. If I go in and set play, in fact if I go in and show you my settings, I've got running Proton 6.3-8, which is the version it seems to work best on in desktop mode. And if I try loading it here, it'll just start up and then it'll just terminate. It does take a minute or two, as you see, just terminates. So if I go into desktop mode, this will take a wee second. I think it's something to do with the Rockstar launcher itself. So when you install the Rockstar launcher, it seems to work. You can prompt for logging in, and when you do log in, it seems okay. I can load up the Rockstar launcher. It shows the games I have purchased via the Rockstar launcher, but obviously it doesn't show GTA 5 because I got that via Epic. So what we'll do is we'll use a Heroic launcher, since I've had pretty decent success with all the games except for GTA. We'll go in here and we'll load it up. And you'll see here I've got quite a few games installed via GOG or Epic. Again, if I was to go into the settings here, you would see I'm actually running Proton 7 on desktop mode, but it won't work. I'm sure it'll come up with an issue. The Rockstar launcher I'll try and install, and it installs in just a couple of seconds. As you can see, that's coming up now. So what I've found is if you just skip through this and then don't log in, it seems to work. I was going through the whole process. It also shows this weird peculiarity where it seems to think there's only 6 gig available. So that's what makes me think it's some weird issue with how the Rockstar launcher works with the Steam Deck and the Epic version of GTA. So it's now installing the Microsoft DirectX. I'll skip through that quite quickly, and we should hopefully see the game loading up soon. What's interesting though, for all these issues that I'm having getting the game up and running, when the game actually loads, it runs really, really well. Better than the One X player, which I was seeing about 45-ish FPS on the One X player at about 800p. On the Steam Deck running 800p, normal settings across the board, it just runs really, really well. 60 FPS easily. Now, one thing I have done is I've installed Mango HUD so that it shows up in desktop mode. So once this has gone through, you'll see some performance metrics at the top corner of the screen. A little bit different to the ones I normally have on screen, but still pretty good information. So this is saying it's updating the Rockstar launcher. It does connect to the internet just to pull down updated files every single time you load it up. And that's the status bar starting to go up now. It'll go quite quick eventually. Famous last words, of course. As soon as I think it's going to be quick, it starts to slow down. So I was hoping that I would get over this issue with the Rockstar launcher and Epic Games install of GTA 5, and I was going to document how to resolve it for other people, because I know there's a lot of you out there that have this game and got it free via Epic. And I nearly bit the bullet and purchased a copy of GTA 5 from Rockstar. But I pulled back. I decided no. I've bought enough copies of this game over the years on various platforms. I don't want to buy 2 copies for PC just for a review. Okay, we're finally getting somewhere. Now this may be unsuccessful, and if that's the case, I may just cut to a new clip, because I am trying to do a single shot, single take video, which I've done a few like that. It's quite good fun for me, trying to condense it down as quick as possible, although we say we're fast approaching 5 minutes long already, which isn't ideal. Okay, so as you'll see, it's kind of going away. It's doing something because there's still a orange X for loading the game. So here we go, it's now starting to install prerequisites, it says, but that won't take long because they are already installed. There we go. Connects to the Rockstar Gaming service. Right, so at this point, don't even log in, just click the X. Oh yeah. So it looks like that hasn't worked. So if I click the play button now, it should work this second time. You know it's worked when you get a large black loading screen and then eventually you'll get the 4 stars animation at the start of the game load. Okay, come on, come on. This is looking promising. So this is looking promising. When it comes up asking about cloud saves, you just click enable. We should now see the proper loading screen coming up in a second. That's quite a rigmarole, this. And strangely, it's working on Proton 7 just now, but I can quit the game and load the game a couple of times and then it'll just stop. So here we go, here's get the proper loading screen now. Like I say, you'll get the Proton 7 will work a few times and then it'll just stop working for some unknown reason. And you can clear the Proton install files, that makes no difference, it'll still install and not work on Proton 7. Then you have to install it on with Proton 6.3-8 and that may work or may not work. Then you flip back to Proton 7. It's very strange. There's obviously some little peculiarity that needs to be ironed out, maybe to do with SteamOS or Epic Launcher or something. It also reverts to kind of new setup, so it always asks for the display calibration. And so far I have got it working on online mode occasionally, but it definitely works fine on story mode and it actually loads in really quick once it gets going. So what I find quite interesting here is, at the moment we've got 60 FPS and that's just at the loading screen. And that's usually when you expect to see, ludicrously high FPS counters. When the game gets up and running, it kind of sticks at that 60 FPS. It will drop a little bit, 2 or 3 FPS every now and then. And running it through the benchmarking tool sees a good solid result. So there you go, 60 FPS. You can see for the frame time graph just at the bottom here, it's pretty stable. And what I'll show you is some of the settings in here. It always says video memory has been exceeded. So if I go into graphics, we're using DirectX 10. DirectX 10.1 or 11 seems to drop the FPS down to about 47. Don't know why, but it does. Flicking back up to DirectX 10, we'll stick it at that 47 unless you quit out the game and restart fully. So 1280 by 800 resolution. We've just left the screen refresh rate at 60. FXA is off, VSync's off. We have got everything set to normal. A couple of these settings like water quality was set to high by default. I've just set everything to normal. And if you go to advanced graphics, it's just the same. Everything's just set to off or normal settings. So what's going to happen now is it's going to want to restart the whole game, which is a little bit strange. I mean, you don't really get that on Xbox, for example, when you change settings. I don't think you actually get such a big issue when you change settings on the One X player, but it works. It loads in pretty quick again. As you can see, it's starting up pretty fast. I have to say the display is really sharp. It's really nice, legible, easy to read. Even though it's on a little 7-inch screen, very legible text. In game, it's really nice, really crisp. Let's flick across onto story mode. And what I'll do is I'll do the same as I've done previously in my reviews of this game on the One X player. I'll just run down the street a bit, jump in a car, plough into a few people and drive around a bit. What I will say though is, although it looks really nice on the Steam Deck and it runs really solid 60 FPS, I'm probably more likely to play the game through again on the One X player, and I'll tell you why. So the One X player just works. You load the game, works every time. And this issue with the Steam Deck where you have to load it and wait a couple of minutes to let it install the Rockstar launcher every single time, and it's kind of frustrating. It's quite annoying. If I could just find a way around it, I would certainly play it on the Steam Deck. And it feels a little bit smoother actually. I mean, well, that's dropped to 38 FPS, which is the lowest I've seen. I see, that's one of the weird things I see. I did quite a lot of testing of this yesterday, and I rarely saw below 60 FPS, but now I'm seeing 40. So it's just not consistent enough for my liking at the moment. I will make a follow-up video if I can ever work out a solution. And I'll share that with the whole community because that's what I like to do. I like to try and make the gaming experience better for other people, not just myself. But even at 40 FPS, this is running pretty well. I think perhaps there may be downloads in the background just now, and that could be what's dropping my FPS. But as you can see, it looks really good, really sharp. In normal settings, it's really, really nice. It's so smooth to use. Yeah. So, should you try Grand Theft Auto 5 on your Steam Deck? Absolutely. But if you've purchased the game or got the game for free via the Epic Game Store, don't expect it to be very easy to set up. If you're buying the game for the first time via Steam or via Rockstar Launcher Direct, I don't know, I would definitely suggest you buy it. It's a great game. Even now that it's what, 9 years old, is it? So 2013 this game first came out in consoles like the 360. Still good fun. So I know this has been a rather long video. Thanks if you've watched all the way to the end. I know quite a lot of people watch just parts of videos. I do appreciate when people watch to the end, even if it's just listening to my rambling in the background. If you like what I do, please like, share and subscribe. I always appreciate seeing a new subscriber, and I really love it when people leave a comment, first comment, get a little bit of conversation going. So as you can see, this is running pretty well. It says 39 FPS. I'm not entirely sure that's true, but it's running pretty smooth, as you can see. I've been playing this game for about 10 years and my driving has never got any better. Ah, some bikers, let's knock them down. Oh, it's running away. Whee! So, if you like what I do, which is wheelie and fall off backwards, but that's fun too. If you like what I do, like, share and subscribe. I will see you in the next video, and I will attempt to try something a bit new for a change. Thanks for watching, everyone.